What happens if we say no?
I know, right? Then I would be in a bit of trouble. So welcome. It's the first contributor Gno.land developer call, and it's November 22nd. And we have an agenda shared with you guys. I don't know if everyone got it, because some people might have come in after the fact. But here it is. And you can see it on the screen. So to kick off, we did have a presentation this week from Dragos on the on-chain project management. Maybe you could give a quick update on that for the rest of the team.
Yeah, thank you, Michelle. Thank you, everyone who joined the mini workshop on this one. I would like to start by saying that I made probably the first edit of the HackMD document. I think there was a little bit of a mistake on the Bertie update on the final steps for GNOME Mobile. It was my name taken there, so probably I edited, so probably Bertie would give that update. I would love to be more involved in this, but I think Bertie is the one to do that. Back to the presentation that we run, I would like to keep my intervention very short. I started with a short presentation of the Assess, Decide, Do framework and of the current Zentastic app that it's going to be used as a testbed for this project management application on chain. We had a very interesting discussion in the conversation, and I think it's interesting to kind of share my screen just for 30 seconds, because I think other people might be interested in some visuals from that. So I would, if Manfred is okay, I will share.
I am okay, but my brother don't want to quit. So try to share. Maybe it can override.
Okay. Okay. Let's see.
Fire myself.
Okay.
I can fire myself. It's good.
Okay. I think I started to present. Does everybody sees my screen or not?
No.
I'll try again.
Yeah.
Okay, now I see it.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, we started with this short presentation. In case anyone wants to see it, the link is in the invite that you got. The presentation is available as a PDF, so everybody can see. I don't want to go into details. Maybe we can have parallel conversations after this is done, because everybody needs to do an update. I started to propose a structure, like an architecture for this, and this is what I had proposed.
Dragos, I just see a photo of you.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, only that.
Yeah.
See your
Okay, that's not good. That's not good. Let me start again. Let me start again.
Fair, it is a good picture.
Yeah, it's a good.
Yeah,
picture.
thank you. Yeah, let's see if this one will go. I started to share again, and I think.
Now
I think now you're okay. So we started with this presentation that you got the link in the invite Michelle sent. It's a very brief overview of the productivity management system and of the benefits. And at the end, I started to propose a little bit of a approach on how to implement this, the very basic architecture. To give you an idea of the depth of the discussion that we had during this, I will share the Miro board that Manfred did. So from that thing, we got to this thing. So based on the conversation that we had, we found out at least a few use cases of this framework, and we started to implement, and we started to draft. I started to draft the grant proposal, which I think it will be up in a day or so. I'm adding the final touches to it. So that is the update for the project management presentation that we have. I think we can just move forward with other people.
Does anyone have questions maybe on the project? Okay. I guess quickly then, are there any updates on Flipando that you want to highlight if we're moving towards a December?
Yes, so basically we're on track. I'm on track to launch the public interface to it. It's going to be shared on a custom, on a local node that's running on my server, because there are a couple of PRs that are not yet merged, and I still need them. Basically, the one related to GRC 721. Yeah, I don't know when it's testnet for. So yes, we are on track to that. I made a little bit of refactoring that I was talking about last week, basically taking all the randomness part from the math rand package and put it in a custom implementation on Flipando. I saw that the math rand package issue has been taken over by OnBlock, and I left a comment with my additions to the math rand package, and I hope this is helpful for them. I'm open for a conversation. I still consider this to be a really hacky approach, and looking forward to see if we can actually use the function exposed by the math package and not the ones that I wrote, which are good enough for Flipando, but not I don't I think it's already in your board. I don't remember. I don't remember the exact issue number, but I left a comment a couple of days ago to that, with including my code. So with Flipando, we're ready to launch. So probably by the next core contributor call, we'll have it live. So there's no other blockers other than the PR that will be merged at some point. I already talked to Milos and he prioritized it. Thank you so much for the help on this, Morgan. We had a bit of a conversation there, and thank you for your help for amending my code. And yeah, that's it for Flipando. We're on track for being live at the end of November, as scheduled.
So speaking of, are you is there an update on testnet for it that we can share, or?
The update is we are still on Portal Loop. Portal Loop is the next priority, and then we will work on the test for. So right now the plan is still to launch test for during December.
Okay.
But just consider that, yeah, important note. So people are waiting for testnet 4 because they can't use testnet 3.
Right.
Portal Loop will be like testnet 4 in this case. It will be compatible with Github. So you can wait for testnet 4 happening after Portal Loop, or you can try using Portal Loop if your goal was to publish something that was not compatible with test 3.
Okay, sorry, taking notes while talking.
Yeah.
It's
I had to disconnect during the presentation. Can someone pass the link of the presentation and everything from Dragos here? Because they were in the chat, but I don't have the chat anymore.
Yeah.
In December,
I'll look it up,
early.
Michelle.
You can? Thank you.
I'll look it up in the invite that you sent, Michelle, and I'll paste it just a sec.
Okay. I guess are there any questions from the team on Flipando, or I guess you're unblocked with talking with Morgan and Milos. So we have a few new contributors here on the call from the team Varmeta. In the agenda, there's a link to their hackerspace issue, and I'm not going to try and introduce all of you. I will hand it over to you. But just for context, we did briefly meet with the team, and it just seemed like a good fit to have them come introduce you to their project on this call. So
Hi everyone. Hi, hello. So this is my first time. My name is Nya, and I'm a general manager from Bameta. So I'm a little bit nervous, so I'm sorry for that. And yeah, so we met with Dong like I think like a couple months ago, and then before that I already know about the project, and then many conversation came in, and then yeah, here we are today. So we are working on a Unity SDK, which is we are building, and I think like we are around like 20% of the progress. And together with on the meeting today, I have my partners. Anh, he's the main contributor on this project. So yeah, so I think we can share with you really quick about this project, this uh, SDK, our approach about on just how we approach on this project, building the Unity SDK. Yeah, yeah. So one of the reasons, because like we think that gaming would be one of the very big use case for blockchains, and we think that the and Unity is one of the most popular SDK, popular programming language for game, of course, right? And then we also have experiences building like Unreal SDK for other chain as well. So we think that it might be good opportunity for us to bring this kind of like knowledge and experiences to build something on Gno.land. So our approach is like I'll let Anh to supplement me, but I can share the overview. So so we use GoC to build the SDK, and then because like GoC can be called from multiple languages, like even like Node, like JavaScript, and also like Python, Dart, and Unity. Yeah, so we choose the different approach that we use GoC, and then we build a .NET library wrapper to connect with GoC, and then we build the Unity. Yeah, we go from Unity. So I think that is the overall approach that Michelle is sharing here in our repo, right? So yeah, so we also like working on a game that we RPG game, which is quite big. We have been doing that for like 6 months. So we think that if like after we build the Unity SDK, we also use that game to like sample projects, and then we will publish on Gno.land when it's on mainnet as well. Yeah. So that is our short introduction about the project. So we would welcome any questions about our technical approach, and also like other questions regard to our team expenses or other thing as well. Yep. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Jeff. I was hoping there'd be a question from the mobile birdie team. I think you're on mute, Jeff.
I want to get Manfred's feedback here. This may be another API, programming interface for using the Gno blockchain. Hello?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so there's this, and then there's Gno mobile API, and then there's the TM2 JavaScript API, and maybe more people will be rolling their own APIs. I wonder or how we see that. In other words, is it good to have each project doing their own approach, or are there advantages to this one that can't be had with the other APIs? There's also effectively an API in Gno client also, which was just not merged yet, but and so if we want, basically, if this is exploration and research, is good, but if it's unnecessarily spending time reinventing the wheel, then it's not.
Yeah. The first thing we choose making a Unity SDK because Unity the game engine and it's use the .NET framework to making the logic and making the interact with other. And if we cannot use the Gno mobile because it's only support for the mobile with Java and Objective-C. So most of the game built on Unity cannot work with that API.
Okay. Well, this may not be the place to dive into this. With GNOME Mobile, we have a stack where the actual functionality is the core Go code. So all the same crypto, all the same transaction parsing functions, all the same error code, and we just provide a thin layer on top of that, which can be called from JavaScript or C# through an RPC interface. And the selling point of our project is that it uses the core code. And as opposed to other projects, which, if the format of a transaction is changed or something else has changed, then in the core Go code, then you have to port that to your project.
We had the same idea with you. We using the core code from Gno, just making a thin layer, making it high, making it to can code from the .NET. We not code through the RPC, but we making a C language in the upper layer from Go to make sure that another program like the .NET or another language like the Node, Ruby can call the Go package directly, not without the RPC.
Interesting.
For the game, the important thing is we need the performance, and so should everything should be go quickly. It should be native. And we don't think using the RPC is a good way to making the game work well in our case.
Interesting. Okay. Maybe as a minimum, we can sell them on the idea of the GNO client interface at least. Maybe they can use that.
I think the thing we need to fix. So to reply. I think the GNO, the Unity SDK, the GNO mobile make basically the same thing with different goals, but in practice they are creating a wrapper from something which is not Go to Go. In the case of GNO mobile, it's about providing an API that is probably very generic and usable in many cases, and using gRPC and having events, etc. While the Unity SDK, from what I understand, is more focused on low-level C oriented, so to be able to be binded on Python or .NET or whatever. I see this one more as something minimalistic for people doing I don't know, embedded devices development, gaming or whatever. While I see this one, so GNO Mobile, more as a concurrent of the TM2 and Node.js clients, so APIs that we want to have a good interface. But in practice, I'm not against having so the 4, let's say, specific SDKs, while I think the effort on not reinventing the wheel should be there on the GNO TM2 CryptoKeys client, and the thing which is actually still in progress, thing that I was thinking that I had already merged it, but actually it's not yet merged, but the upcoming GNO clients. Gno.land, PKG, GNO clients.
Yeah, when you want to merge that, we should talk.
I think this one is where we need to create a good API and make it as generic and good as possible. Then GNO Mobile should maybe have some additions, but mostly should be the like Unity SDK the bridge between Go and non-Go code. And here, TM2 and JS client, I really don't expect them to exactly match this API. It could be nice to have a similar API. In practice, I think JavaScript and Go are so much different that it makes sense to have something very specific for JavaScript. So yeah, one option is to try having the same API. The other option is just to make something for JavaScript lovers without caring about the rest.
Okay.
TM2 plus.
Yeah, that sounds good. We're trying to fine tune our sales pitch for Gno Mobile, so it's good to know what the pluses and minuses are of different approaches.
It's simple. In my case, I will use the Gno client interface when writing custom Go client. So the day I want to create an interface and I am more a Gopher than a JavaScript or Pythonista or whatever, I will probably use Gno Mobile. And just the disclosure on this is that we will rename Gno Mobile to something else because it's not restricted to mobile. It's like SDK, it's about packaging the Go app plus the Go runtime into libraries that you can import. Probably Gno Mobile could be used on Unity. I'm not sure, but in practice, it's about doing the same. Probably easier with a bigger binary, with a bigger library in terms of megabytes. But in practice, the goal of Mobile is to create the wrapper and the binding.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah, just so you know, in my case, I will be a user of Gno client, and I will probably be a user of Gno Mobile as soon as I want to create a client, even a web client, to be honest, because I prefer to write the logic in Go than in JavaScript. So it won't be as optimized as a TM2 JS client for a web interface, but it will allow me to just write Go code everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense. By the way, we have a copy of Gno client, which is a few small changes to yours. So we should, coordinate when you want to merge that.
Actually, I want this pair to be merged so we can iterate. So if your changes make sense, you should maybe open a PR against my PR.
Okay, we'll do that.
It can help me merge it earlier. From what I read, I just need to add some unit tests. I think I should just add unit test. For the rest, we can just iterate for the additional methods.
Yeah, small changes. And in fact, I've already made comments on that PR relevant. So I'll do that. I'll do a pull request on your pull request.
Thank you. Perfect. Other question with Unity SDK. I can read on your website that you already work with blockchains. So do you have examples of applications using your SDKs, not this one, but other SDKs you wrote, and blockchains?
Yes. So like we built Unreal SDK for Aptos. So it's not released that, but like it's already 80% finished. So like we will publish it soon.
Can I ask another question? You mentioned performance, but most of the interaction is sending a packet through the internet and waiting for the blockchain to respond, right? When you call a realm function. So where in the stack are you concerned about performance such that something like a local gRPC call would be a bottleneck? Hopefully that's a clear question. So if a gRPC local is very fast, right? And it's a lot faster than interacting with a node through the internet. So I'm curious where you're concerned about performance.
Yes, I think for the local the RPC has the good performance, but with compared with the native, I think it's hard to compare. But I think in the game or in the NFT game or we have do many things in multi-stars, and for the do making in some in case for the some gaming is send many the message in for the transaction in the game. So developer always always thinking about how to improve the performance to make the scene not be waiting another event, another task do. And if we can make the native make the library work with the native language like the .NET or C++ for the Unity and Unreal, it's easy for the in Unity developer can make the game work on the Gno, not like we using gRPC.
Yeah, there is a C# gRPC client. So we haven't tried it yet, but that would, it would be the same API that our example mobile app is using. And it was just the gRPC client would be in C# inside Unity. It's up to you, right? If you want to keep going with your approach, fine. If you think it might be interesting for us to do a little bit of time to experiment, then that could be interesting also.
Yeah, we will just update making our pros, and we can make some compare the benchmark for testing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I guess that's the
Yeah.
best thing is, if the performance is similar, then that would be interesting. Okay. I'm trying to be aware of the time here.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I was looking forward to speaking to you. Okay. Is that true?
Does anyone else have from the core team have questions for Varmeta? Just Jeff?
I think like we are able to do like a quick demonstration on GPT. So maybe like can you share a really quick that, because like we are conscious of time, so just like a couple of minutes if you can.
Yeah, sure. If that's okay, that sounds good.
Okay, let me share my screen.
And while you guys are doing that, I think you said you're working on launching early next year, right? The game.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Okay. And then, if when Gno.land mainnet happens, you'd port it to Gno.land then.
Yes, I think like we prepare in advance, so then when did on the mainnet, so we also be able to be in the mainnet as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Could you see my screen?
Yes. Now it's coming.
Okay. Here's our example for the using Unity SDK, and we are making a sample for the wireless, and user can raise the mnemonic and as account, something like for the. And then you can see the list of account with the name and the address we are putting. Yeah. And we are our approach is using okay. Also, we are using the directly from the Gno.land and Gno client, and we make making the library native work on the target platform like or desktop or the mobile when Unity build.
That's nice. That's the same interface we use also.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the different only is we are making native code and you making gRPC, right?
That's right. A gRPC through a local TCP connection. Yes. There are possibilities of doing through a Unix socket if the platform supports it. We haven't implemented that yet, but that's possible and faster. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Welcome, I guess. And if you guys want to, we will share you have the hackerspace journey that Barmet is working on. So no more questions on that one? Okay. Sorry, Jeff, do you want to, if there's any blockers or updates on the progress around no mobile?
There's no blockers. There are updates. I know Costin is here. Do you want to talk about the final steps here, or do you want me to launch in and do it?
Yeah, so very quickly, I mean, we can give a short summary on Gno Mobile. So we are about to finish it. Now the big focus of our work is coding is secondary, so we're focusing on communication. This is more important. We want to frame a bit the differences between Gno Mobile and TM2GS framework, because these are kind of like competitors. We see Gno Mobile more as a pro version of TM2GS, and want to make it easy for people to understand. We want to make a comparison, so we're preparing some materials here, which we are going to share with you in a call like this, hopefully next week. We're going to present this. We're going to frame this comparison, and then we're evaluating what would make sense, what would help people to find out more about Gno Mobile. And by people, I mean ideal users of Gno Mobile, which are builders of Gno apps that want to port their applications from one platform to the other, and they don't want to reinvent the wheel. So we might actually reach out to some of you already did, but we might reach out to others. So just to get your feedback and some difficulties that you're encountering right now with when it comes to porting applications between platforms, want to take that feedback, incorporate it a little bit, and see how we can produce better communication material that could actually be of interest for a lot of people. So yeah, more on this one coming soon. That's it.
Just to add something, you see it as a professional version, more professional version in the context of mobile, in the context of embedding.
Thank you, Manfred. Yes.
Yeah, we plan to rename it next week. That will, in fact, we're going to interact with you all next week, and because I'm eager, because we have to rename lots of things, the repository and internal identifiers, and so we want to generalize the name as soon as possible.
Do you have one in mind?
I do.
No,
we don't want to mess it up now. With Manfred, we came up with a big list, so we're trying to consolidate that, and it's a name that doesn't have the word mobile in it.
Maybe we can get the team to vote?
Well, we're going to do that next week, right? What's your plan, Costin, on that?
2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah,
When we have the next contributor call.
I was thinking to do it. Yeah, or we can do it in 2 weeks. But then if we don't like how the team votes, then what do we do? So I need to answer.
Yeah, it'll be a poll in quotation marks. It's more like a sense of the room feedback.
We need to frame it properly. I don't want to create the illusion of democracy where there's no democracy.
Dragos, do you have a comment?
Yeah, more like a curiosity. It's kind of paired with what Michel has in mind. I don't know if other people know that, but Michel plans some sort of hackathon, appathon in January. And I'm discussing with her a series of videos about how to create and deploy your smart contract on Gno.land in less than 1 hour. It's basically how to build an app on Gno.land in less than 1 hour. And working on this and hearing what you said, I wanted to ask you if you think your platform or your tool will be ready in about 2 weeks, and if you think it will be interesting to be added to this kind of material, which probably will be used by the people in the hackathon.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
The answer is yes. Yuri is our front-end developer and React Native expert, and he's already written a kind of quick start script that we're including in our deliverable, which is to deliver at the end of this month. And so in addition to the more fancy example app with the mobile and wallet and all this stuff, there will be an example which is, type your application name and type make, and it'll create the framework for you.
Yes, in 59 seconds or minutes, not 1 hour.
Yeah, right, 59 minutes, less than 1 hour. Yeah.
Yeah, I just shared the repo of the intended structure, how I intend to structure these tutorials, which will be exactly 50 minutes as well. So if you have any comments on this, please reach out after this, and on Signal or on whatever platform you like. And if you see a place for your thing in this thing, I would be more than happy to kind of try to integrate it.
Dragos will reach out for sure.
Okay.
Count on it.
Thank you.
We'll reach out soon in the next days. So
We should make sure this link is in the.
Yeah, just a call to everyone. If we start hackathon in January or whatever, we should clearly make a focus on making. So we need to provide good infrastructure to test the test nets and staging and portal loop and test for. And the other thing we should do, especially in the core team, is to help having more clients. So if there are client-related PRs, documentation about clients to update in the official documentation, we should manage them in priority. So yeah, for the hackathon, people can be blockchain builder or just builder coming from another ecosystem. Can be just a web dev, a game dev, or whatever.
Yeah, I I think it was more to preface it in January and maybe start it like in February.
Just a reminder for everyone, we are building not an app, but an ecosystem for app builders. So hackathon will clearly be one of the best kind of event we can do with the community. So yeah, just in terms of organization, a message for the core team, we need to make sure that we help if we work directly on clients, or at least prioritize the review of client-related PRs. And testnet, so portal loop is already in the loop and should happen. Test for also in December. So the only point that was not in the short-term roadmap was the client part. Let's make it a priority.
Am I doing this right? I stuck that link to the resources.
I don't see you here, Jeff.
Oh shit! Am I muted again? No, I'm not muted. Oh,
No.
What did you say?
I thought you were putting a link in here, but
At the very bottom of the hackathon, at the HackMD.
okay, perfect. You're already.
It's more like hackathon support. I mean, like it's a
Right.
series of videos, but it's okay. It's there. The link is there. Thanks.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be more self-serve, right?
Yeah, I'll
Interested
just grab your. This editor is a pain in the ass.
The HackMD.
Yeah, probably it's being smarter than I'm expecting it to.
Yeah.
right.
Also, if anyone else wants to add notes, I mean, it's please do. So because I'm trying to be mindful, we have a few more minutes or 15 more minutes. On block, Do you want to let us know about your mainnet support and the Adena and all of the great stuff that's going on with you guys?
Yeah, of course. Let me share my screen if I'm allowed. You guys can hear me, right?
Loud and clear.
Okay. One moment. I'm trying to share my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
No,
No? All right.
no,
Let me
nothing.
It's
try
coming.
again.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh my God, I just clicked cancel. I'm so sorry.
It was there for a microsecond.
Putting it back up. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Okay, so we put up a new update in our hackerspace. So let me first share the link so you guys can follow along. And I'll just sort of read off of this. So our newest addition to the team, Byung-jun, he's been working actively on porting core packages from Go to Gno. And we have three PRs that are ready for review. First one being adding coding, and the second one being porting IO/FS package, and the last one being adding support for octals without O. And you guys can find all of the links in the hackerspace issue that I just shared. And for Adena, our latest issue that we've uploaded regarding the QR code data transmission and air gap wallets, it's ready for comments and reviews. So if anyone has ideas or feedback, we'd love your help. And we're also planning a redesign of the whole web extension for Adena. And we're also planning to enhance the general UI flow to emphasize on security and better user education on key management. That's it for Adena. And we're still working on integrations of realms to the front end for GNOSwap. And we've uploaded two content, the first one being the Gnodesk for last week, and all about GNOSwap's liquidity mining is basically explaining the unique liquidity mining mechanism of GNOSwap. So make sure you guys check it out. And we'll for the next couple of weeks we'll be working on three things. First one being emit and event built-in functions. We also have a call tomorrow with Milos and other GNO core teams and Birdie to define scopes of the work for collaborative development. I think this will be helpful not only for us, but also for Birdie, since they'll be building something like I think it was called Notify Core, which is something like a notification service. And it'll also come in handy for GNO Mobile as well. And we're also working towards launching the GNOSwap beta by December. And Leslie, I want to briefly share what we've been working on at Adena to redesign the UI. So three things. Before, we used to let users create a new account directly from the extension. So this was this is what it used to look like. And we've decided to move it completely to a web page because the problem was that it was kind of small, so we couldn't put too much information in it. And also, if you misclicked, you had to start all over again. So that's one thing. And second, we want to encourage more users to use hardware wallets and their air-gap accounts instead of just simply creating a new seed phrase or importing their existing wallets. So we've somewhat hidden those options under advanced options. And I've already shown you guys how the air gap accounts work from the last call, so skip that. And under advanced options, we still let people create new wallets, import wallets, sign it with their social accounts and stuff, but we've added a new page to let people know that putting your seed phrase is probably a bad idea, and we want to encourage you to use cold wallets rather than these wallets. And oh, one last thing. We decided to add a new flow, which is like a quick questionnaire. So it asks you if you lose your seed phrase, who can recover it for you? And if you get it right, you get up to the next question. And we have 3 quick questions that you can take to make sure that you have sufficient understanding of key management in custodial wallets. And that's pretty much it for this week. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I think Dragos has his hand up.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for your great work. I have a very, very quick question. I'm taking advantage of your presence here. I've seen in code some very shy references to Node.js, especially in the wallet creation. And my question is, you can answer yes, no, or maybe, are you planning some sort of correspondence between the wallet objects, between Adena wallet object and the Node.js wallet, or some sort of this? The reference that I saw is nullified, so basically it's not used, but there is some importing of the Node.js library. I may have read the code badly, but yeah, I thought you can kind of spare 10 seconds on this one. Thank you.
Yeah, Dongwon, you want to take this question?
Yeah, can you repeat the question? I didn't understand the question.
I saw in code that in the wallet creation of Adena, you actually import the Gno wallet from Gno.js, but I didn't see it use it anywhere. So I thought there might be plans probably to kind of make this, talk to each other or understand the objects as well, like creating a Node.js wallet from Node and importing to Adena or some sort of communication between them. The reference that I've seen in code is not used anywhere. It's just nullified.
Yeah, if you could share some detailed information, we could definitely have a look into it.
Okay, thank you. I'll get back to you with a comment on some issue somewhere or on the code as well. Thanks.
Right, thanks.
Can you clarify what is the keyword recovery, or I don't remember the name, feature, the last screenshot?
Pardon me?
I think you have something with the security question to recover something.
Oh, it's, yeah, the questionnaire. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so this, wait, do you want me to share my screen again, or?
yes, and just explain what happens after the questionnaire. You receive you receive something.
Oh no, it's just like a, well, I don't know if anyone's ever used a centralized exchange, but before you open your futures account, they make sure you understand what you're doing, because they don't want you to. Yeah, it's something like that.
It's just educational.
Yeah, it's a simple questionnaire. We're planning to make it pop up every other month. We don't want to make people take it every time they create a new account, but it's only gonna pop up when you're actually storing your seed phrase on the device. So like, it doesn't pop up when you're using your cold wallets. It only pops up when you're creating a new wallet, or importing an existing one, or generating a private key based on your social account.
Okay, great.
Okay, hope that clarified.
Yeah, completely. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Any other questions?
Anyone?
Okay, I think we're good to move on.
Okay. So I'm just sharing I think it's the air gap.
When beta access.
Okay, that sounds good. We can move on.
Actually, Miloš asked a question: when beta access?
Oh, for the UI updates, right? I think it's going to go on live probably by either January or February, but I don't think I can promise any dates. It's still in the works, and we still have the issue that Michelle just linked to take care of. So I'd say January at the earliest.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Thanks, Andrew and Dong-Hwan. I think the territory crew is not here, so maybe Morgan, can you give us an update on the Node chess?
Yes.
As you're kind of a contributor yet core member.
I'll give a quick update. So let me see. Do I have something to show you? Not really, because what I have right now is still a lot of code that I'm working through. So essentially, what's happening in GNOME Chess for now is that I'm trying to do two things. One is to import the the chess contract into the monorepo. So we will have on the portal loop and on test for Gno.land /rdemo chess, as well as a few other packages that on the GNOME Chess are currently just slapped together into the same directory for algorithms that people might want to use for other things, including the Glyco2 evaluation algorithm, which is how ratings were determined, or just general chess engine without the chess server part. So that's kind of what I'm working on. And on top of that, I'm working to create an environment on the repository where we have a Docker Compose file that you can just launch and have the entirety of GNOME Chess set up. And on top of that, have live development, like live feedback on development for both the front end and the realm. So whenever you make changes to the realm, these go into the Docker container. Gno.land is restarted with all its data reset, so you can see the latest chess realm you publish with the latest updates. This is more or less the summary. And yeah, I'm currently there while trying to work on this, even though the of course I'm like since September back trying to split my time into doing development work on the monorepo and reviewing PRs, as well as we're trying to continue GNOME Chess and launch it for the second time. For those who are not aware, like we want to relaunch GNOME Chess in a way that it does not depend on you registering with the token, so everyone on the internet can just play it, right? And as well as integrate it, like have this work directly with the faucet. So if you want to show GNOME to your friends, you can show it to them on your phone, but also have it integrate with your Dino wallet. So we have like a real life example of that as well in an application. Although I imagine it will be slightly annoying to play with because it will ask you to confirm every time you want to make a move, essentially. But yeah, that's the update. If there are any questions, I'm obviously happy to answer them.
No questions? Okay. So I guess we are almost at the time, and Territory I don't think is here, but Zuma did want to give a shout out to Dylan and to Dragos for providing feedback on the VRF and Justice DAO issue that we talked about last time. So we made it in 1 hour. I guess if you guys could give feedback on the shorter, then the question for next week is that it will be the No Core team. So updates will come from the No Core team. We'll have a different agenda and maybe a bit of a longer format so that more issues could be discussed if desired by the team. Because sometimes there's points where like people want to talk about the issue, but if that's everything, Is there anyone else that has questions or comments or wants to give feedback?
I have a real quick one. So we have this call every 2 weeks, and then we have a direct Monday developer call every 2 weeks. It would be good if
Yes.
they were offset. Right now, they're in the same week.
Okay, I will take that action.
Yeah.
And it's not that you can't ask questions on the no core. It's just to maybe focus a little bit updates from the no core team, to condense them and then answer questions from any contributors or anyone else. And then these calls will be focused on you guys addressing issues, presenting, and troubleshooting. Okay, we made it. Anything else that anyone wants to add? Very silent. Okay, thanks everyone for your time, and then I will connect with the no core team for next week's call, along with John.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thanks.
Bye.
Michelle.
Thank you. Bye.
Cheers, guys.
The first call.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.